Good morning, everyone. This is the Paper Princess, and we're on page 8 of our Fall Festival album. And this page has a lot going on, and the first thing I want to start with is the optional window. So if you remember from the walkthrough, we had our little bifold doors here. And on the other side of that, there's this peekaboo window. So this is optional, and also you can put this on any of the pages. Just be aware, and I tried it out originally on page 1, but it was catching on the pocket. So you gotta be aware of what's around it when you open and close the pages, that it doesn't lift up these edges. So on the inside flap here, it was fine. So this is an option, and also in the bonus album, you can put it anywhere. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it in the bonus album yet, but you lift up this chalkboard, which I just thought was so cute. You can write anything on here. You have your little peekaboo window. This is a piece of acetate, and underneath there's a Hello Fall, and it just looks really good. You stick a brad up there, and it's just cute. It's an extra thing. So I'm gonna start with that. So if you don't wanna do it, just fast forward to when I start with the other flaps. So for all of you interested, and this is a good skill to have because it's cute and you can add it to other projects that you do. So let me pull out, you're going to need your cutting mat with the magnetic ruler and an X-Acto knife. And also you're going to need a little piece, a very small piece of acetate. So you want to make sure to get good quality acetate. I've ordered some and it's just cloudy from the minute you open the package, and you can't clean it. It just scratches. So I did find this one that I'm happy with. It's by Paper Wishes. It's acetate, and you could just Google that and see where that is. And also at www.paperphenomenon.com, a lot of you are familiar with that site. She uses a lot of acetate, so and I believe she sells it in her store. So you can get, I've used that before, and that's very good acetate. So I'm gonna set that aside and just tell you what you need to cut here. So the G1 is the base of that window, and that is 4.5 by 3 1/4. The pocket that sits on top of that base is 4 1/4 by 5. H is our piece of acetate. So that is 3 1/8, which is 2 lines more than 3, by 4 3/8, which is 2 lines less than 4 1/2. I is just a pullout. That's the pullout where we put the chalkboard. That's 3 1/8 by 4 3/4. Okay. So let's start with our flaps. I'm gonna score, these two are not gonna have score lines, G and I. I is our pullout. It's just G2 that has the score lines. So the open side, G2 sits on top of G1 like that, and you have a 1/2 inch on each side and a 1/2 inch on the bottom. So you wanna start with the shorter side, the 4 1/4 side, facing the top. And you're gonna go around, make 3 score lines. Alright, so I'm gonna tape these, but I'm not gonna cut it yet because I want to cut out the center first. But let's tape the bottom first. Got your cutting mat, and they do sell these mats bigger, but for this small little area I just need a small one. put my magnetic ruler here just to hold it down. What I might as well do is put it lined up. There's little lines on here, so I'm gonna just line it up so when I cut I can make sure my paper here is even. Okay, so I am going to I think what I'm going to do is do it from the other side. Yeah, and I'm going to measure out 1/2 inch. I'll start in the middle and I'm all the way around on 4 sides. So I'm just going to put little lines here for 1/2 inch. And there we go. And then I'll do that at the top here. And we'll do this other side. And then we'll do the bottom. So I'm putting my ruler right on that score line and making a mark at 1/2 inch. And there we have it. So this is our square in the middle, and that's going to be our little peekaboo. So let's take the X-Acto knife and I'm going to leave my magnetic, well, yeah, I'm going to leave the magnetic ruler down. I'm just going to use this one because this has the same metal edge. So you can use this to cut, which is really what it's meant for, but I'm going to use it to hold this down. And you don't want to cut all the way across, just with it not past where these lines intersect, just in the center there. And you can press pretty firm because this is a self-healing mat and it shouldn't ruin it, I think. You know, you can really press down. And you can sort of feel when you've broken through the paper. So feel free while you're here to make sure, you know, you can go over it a couple times just to make sure you've gotten through. Okay. And then we'll do the top. Yes, and I like always when I draw the pencil marks to go all the way to the end because now I can see clearly it's from here to here that I need to cut. All right, let's do this bottom piece. More side. All right, the moment of truth. Sometimes the corners give you a little bit of trouble. feel it catching right here. It's hanging by just a little hair right up here. See how that's just hanging by an itty bitty bit? Come on now. Okay. And there we have our peekaboo window. So now we can cut this corner out. Put this away. And then what we're gonna do is ignore those pencil lines. Now don't get confused with that, but you're gonna cut right up to this score line corner right here and turn out. So when you fold this over, you shouldn't have it peeking through the other side. So let's just check on that and make sure. Yes, I don't see anything. Okay, now we're going to put our piece of acetate in here. I'm just going to test it out first, make sure it fits, which it does. And let's put some 1/4 inch score tape. At 3/8 inch, I just don't want to take the chance that you'll see it from the other side, and this will hold it in just fine. This tape. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to put this down and whoopsie, a little too soon. I'm sticking out the top. Gotta get it closer to the bottom here. Give that a second. Yeah, if you get any water on here, I mean like that liquid, it'll dry. So we'll go right up to the top edge and then lay it down. All right, and there we have it. So now we're gonna put this on top of our base, which is G1. And I'm going to peel off the bottom here. I'm going to wait to peel off the sides just because it's easier to place down if these two aren't sticking quite yet. So I just line that up on the sides. I don't see anything sticking out the top, and just lay that down. All right, and now when I'm happy with that, you know what I'm gonna do? Do not take these backings off just yet. You wanna slide in your design paper behind here first, then take your tool and take off those backings. So just leave that like that for now. And we can just put our pull-out piece in there. That should stick out. I don't know if you can see that. It just sticks out a little bit, about sticks out about 1/4 of an inch, and that's where you're going to put your brad. So don't forget, when you put your design paper on here, to put your brad on, put a piece of tape and then put your solid piece on the back. So that is all set for you when you're ready to decorate. So let's start with our base page. This is number 8, and I have some cuts here for you to make, 6 of them. So here we go. Flap A is going to be 7 7/8 by 4 3/4. B is going to be 3 7/8 by 4 5/8, so that's 2 more than 4 1/2. C is 3 7/8, again that's 2 lines less than 4, by 4 3/4. D is 7 3/8 by 4. E is 5 1/8, 2 lines more than 5, by 4 3/8, which is 2 lines less than 4 1/2. F is 8 5/8 by 4 1/4. So that's 2 lines more than 8 1/2, and that's our pocket. Okay, so let's get this all scored. Pocket page up here. Okay, A. So A is going to have the 4 3/4 side facing the top. B is going to have the 5 5/8 at the top, which I believe is this one. Yes. C is going to have, oh, I didn't write that on your thing, but it's going to have the 4 3/4 side facing the top. Yeah, I will write that on your cut list. C, let's see, this is D, we want, okay, we did C, we're on D. D is going to have the 4-inch side at the top. E is going to be a pocket, so we're going to score on 3 sides, and we're going to start with a 5 1/8 inch at the top. Yeah, here we go. And F is a pocket to the longest side facing the top. Okay, so now we tape everything with the 3/8 inch tape. Start with the bottom. So if you like these books and you think you want to make the bonus book of them, you can always just cut 2 of everything and make them both at the same time. It's up to you. You can also, if you want, look through my previous videos, and if there's a page on there with a similar size book, another 8.5 by 8.5, you can take one of those pages and substitute it for one of these. It's all there for you. If you subscribe to my page, it's easier just to look through all the videos and just pick what you want. You can make your own book with different page ideas. Okay, so now cut our pockets. We'll fold these pocket flaps over. Okay, we're ready for page 8. Here we are, page 8. So I'm going to start with the right flap, flap A. Let me find you, flap A. Okay, so now I'm going to erase now that I know this is flap A. And that's going to be on the right hand side. And I'm trying to decide, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to corner around this. Okay, so here we go. I've got a little bit of space left and right, and I'm going to bring it right to the edge. And now, see, B is going to be our right flap. Let's find B, D. Here's B. So, let me make sure here. I want to just make sure everything fits. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, I want to see what I did here. It's been a little bit. Okay, so I have, yeah, all right. This D flap is going to go right over here, and I want to dry fit everything because I just want to make sure everything fits. I want a little bit of space right here. So these two, my French doors, are going to be on the inside, going out. So that does not work. Hold on, what did I do here? I want to make sure I cut this right. Okay.